Hello, and welcome to all you need to know about Healthshare Programs. And this brief webinar will review Healthshare Programs and compare how they measure up to current Obama health insurance options. Let's get started. So first, if you're unfamiliar with the Healthshare concept, Healthshares are organizations that facilitate sharing of healthcare costs among their members who have common ethical or religious beliefs. Healthshares are not health insurance. These are groups of like-minded people who band together to share medical expenses in a mutually beneficial way. Contrary to what some might think, the Healthshare concept is not a new phenomenon. Healthshares have been protecting their members from financial catastrophe for over 30 years, but they have gained in popularity over the last several years due to the skyrocketing cost of health insurance under Obamacare. In 2020, we continued to see sky-high health insurance rates, and we don't expect any changes in that scenario for the foreseeable future. This has created a huge demand for lower-cost alternatives for healthcare. Today, there are nearly 2 million hardworking Americans who have become members of Healthshare programs, and these health shares have paid out over $2 billion in sharing aid. It's sharing you can count on and afford. You see, health shares are considerably less expensive than Obamacare health insurance plans, unless you're in that small group of people who receive large government subsidies to offset their monthly cost. And they exempt you from Obamacare tax penalties. Another strength to Healthshares is that they utilize their own in-house price negotiation teams, working hard negotiating prices with your doctors. They also give you access to bigger provider networks, leveraging the power and flexibility of PPO networks. You see, PPO networks used to be the golden standard of doctor-provided networks before the shift to limited HMO networks under Obamacare. With a PPO, you see who you want, when you want, in or out of network, and have access to doctors all across the nation. Lastly, we find that many of our clients are attracted to Healthshare programs because they don't force you to pay for things that you don't want, or things that you are ethically or morally opposed to, like contraception, or abortions, or substance abuse treatment. As I mentioned previously, health shares are not health insurance, and to not confuse the two, they have their own terminology, as you can see from this slide. While health shares are not health insurance, they do accomplish the same end goal. Unlike health insurance, health share programs do require that you agree to certain beliefs. As an example, we'll take a look at Zion's required principles of membership that all members must attest to. I believe that a community of ethical, health-conscious people can most effectively care for one another by directly sharing the costs associated with each other's healthcare needs. I acknowledge that Zion Health affiliates itself with and considers itself accountable to a higher power. I recognize that Zion Health welcomes members of all faiths. I understand that Zion Health is a benevolent organization, not an insurance entity, and that Zion Health cannot guarantee payment of medical expenses. I agree to practice good health measures and strive for a balanced lifestyle. I agree to abstain from the use of any illicit or illegal drugs and refrain from excessive alcohol consumption, acts which are harmful to the body. I understand that members who use tobacco will have an increased monthly contribution per household of $50. I am obligated to care for my family. I believe that mental, physical, emotional, or other abuse of a family member or any other person is morally wrong. I commit to treating my family and others with care and respect at all times. Lastly, I agree to submit to mediation, followed by subsequent binding arbitration if needed, for any instance of a dispute with Zion Health or its affiliates. This is just an example of one health-sharing program. Many health shares have statements of belief that are more religiously based than this, including several with strong statements of Christian belief. Health shares are a perfect fit for those who lead a healthy, clean lifestyle. Health shares do require a review of your health history in order to qualify for the coverage. This process is similar to how things were done before Obamacare. So, there could be a look-back period on certain pre-existing conditions, as well as waiting periods on certain services. Now, let's look at the major differences between Healthshare programs and ACA or Obamacare health insurance plans. Under Healthshare programs, preventative care is not free and varies by health share. With some health shares, there may be a waiting period before cancer is shared. Health shares do not share for mental health or alcohol and drug abuse treatment. Some health shares have annual and lifetime maximum sharing caps. Also, certain pre-existing conditions may make you ineligible for certain health shares, or a limitation may be placed on a certain condition. As I mentioned earlier, most health shares leverage the strength and flexibility of PPO networks, so their members have control over how and where they receive their care. Another great strength of Healthshare programs is that they're much less expensive than Obamacare health insurance options. The national average for an ACA Silver plan for a family of 4, husband and wife age 50, with 2 kids, is over $1,800 a month. It has a max out-of-pocket of over $16,000 a year. Under a Healthshare plan, that same family could have a premium health share with a $1,500 IUA for only $685 a month. Over the course of a year, that family could save over $13,000. Just consider those savings. So let's recap. Health shares are a tried and true low-cost alternative to health insurance, where groups of like-minded people band together to share medical expenses in a mutually beneficial way. Health shares are exempt from the ACA tax penalties. There's no enrollment period, so you can enroll any time of the year. Health shares are a stable, long-term solution to healthcare. No more switching plans every year. Healthshare programs are ideal for health-conscious individuals and families. You must qualify for health shares, and pre-existing conditions are not covered. With some health shares, there may be waiting periods and certain benefits. And the best thing about health shares is that you can enroll at any time, so you don't have to wait until open enrollment to change plans. So, if you're healthy and currently have an overpriced ACA plan draining your wallet or pocketbook, with deductibles and out-of-pocket costs too high to even use the coverage, imagine having a plan that met your needs. It could save you $400 to $500 a month or more. What could you do with all that extra cash? I'm sure you could find a better investment or use for it than to give it to an insurance company every month. There's no time like the present to start saving money. That concludes our webinar. If you're ready to take the first step towards saving yourself hundreds of dollars a month, reach out to us now at www.hsaforamerica.com or simply give us a call at 800-913-0172. Our team is standing by, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.